Hey everybody, Ori here with Go Outside and Cook, and today I'm doing a viewer response video. Sandy Edelman watched the Texas Brisket on the Weber kettle video, and this morning she had a question. I went to engage and respond to her question, and kind of went back and forth a little bit, and it kind of went to a place where I thought, geez, you know, I can write a book and show her what I recommend, or I can do a response video, and I think that would be a beautiful thing, because maybe not only Sandy can benefit from this, but maybe you can too. So what we're working with today is a Weber Smokey Joe. She wanted to know if she took a portion of a brisket, could she do the same thing using the snake method in a Weber Smokey Joe and still get good results? And so the answer to that is yes. So let me show you how I would do that. Okay, so I started building my snake, and what I did going around is I stood these things up on end instead of letting them be flat, and that allows us to get the maximum amount of fuel going around the outside, because the concern here is the burn time. You know, are we going to get enough hours out of this cook in order to get a brisket or a piece of a brisket done? And yes, it will probably require going in and adding some fuel, so we'll go over that. But here's how I started it. I set these up as vertical as I can all the way around, and then we're going to take a pie tin, or a cake tin in this case. I'm just going to set it down in there in the center of those coals. Now, this is going to act as a drip pan, and it's also going to show you what footprint. If your meat can fit inside of this, then you're at the size you need to be. So, okay, so now I'm going to go around and I'm going to add the additional fuel. And this should give us enough temp to at least ride at 250 degrees. Here's the thing about these little Smokey Joes. There's not a lot of ambient space inside once you've got the lid on. So they don't typically get super hot. In fact, sometimes you fight to get the temperature where you want it. So we'll finish this off. Okay, so we have our 2 rows now of charcoal going around this. So all you got to do at this point is you'll put your grate on. I'll set mine up here. I know it's a little rusty looking because little Smokey Joe here has been more of a chimney starter than anything for me. But you'll add a couple of pieces of lit coal to the very beginning of the snake. Put the lid on it. Keep both vents wide open through the entire cook, and it'll slowly work its way around. And as it gets about halfway through the snake, you can start to build additional fuel moving forward from this point and bring it on back around. And then, so you'll have to stop. You're gonna have to do a lot more pit management because you don't want to run out of fuel, but you'll just add and keep extending that snake, and it'll keep going until you get the amount of hours and you need to get to the temperature, which you're gonna shoot for 205 degrees internal. Now, another recommendation is, since you're going to be using only a piece of brisket, I recommend that you get a piece from the point end of the brisket, not the toe of the flat, because it's going to be very dry to cook the flat by itself this way. It can be done, but I would expect it to be pretty dry. So now you have a drip pan. The purpose of the drip pan also allows the air movement through the pit to filter only up through the coals to help keep that fire at a good spot. And then you'll simply put your lid on, and you will take and rotate the lid from time to time so that the exhaust vent on top is exactly opposite of where your fire is burning, and that will allow the smoke to run up over the top. Also, I would add some wood chips. Something like these little chips are just perfect. Some of these may even be a little too big, but because we have to put a grate on here. But then you know what I'm talking about, these little wood chips, and just distribute those all the way around. You don't have to go too overboard. You're going to get a lot of smoke flavor from the charcoal itself. But this is going to give it another level of flavor. You can use whatever type of wood you want. And just distribute those all around the edge, so that everywhere there's a burn, you got some wood going. And this is what's going to bring you the smoke ring, because you can't get a smoke ring just off the charcoal by itself. It requires fresh burning wood. So there you go, you kind of get the gist. So that's it. That's how that runs, and I'm going to actually leave this set up this way because I'm going to use it, and I'll probably shoot a video of that. But say, Sandy, if you use this method and you stay on top of it, you're going to produce a nice brisket that is worthy of a Texan. Okay? So when you get done, do me a favor, and you'll have my email address at the end of this video. Send me some pictures of your food so I can go to my Facebook and I can show the other followers the masterpiece you're getting ready to produce. Okay? And I'm going to leave you with one last recommendation. Okay, so this is the big brother to the Smokey Joe, the Jumbo Joe, and I wanted to introduce you to this little guy here because it solves a lot of problems that the Smokey Joe has. This has an 18-inch grill space on it, and it's a portable Weber kettle. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know why it's not more popular than it is, but this is a fantastic little pit. It leaves enough ambient airspace inside that you can get a good even cook throughout. With 18 inches, it's the same size as the stand-up Weber kettle, a small kettle. And this costs about twice as much as what the Smokey Joe does. The Smokey Joe goes for around $30. This will run about 60 bucks. I'll leave Amazon links for both of these in the description of this video, because if you purchase through that link, then the channel gets a little kickback and that helps me out. So let me show this thing to you. The features on this, they really put some thought into this, and I just love this little thing. I use this as much, if not more, than I use my Performer, my 22-inch Performer. So I'll bring you in and show you some of the features. Okay, so you have the wire holder here for the lid, so when you're cooking, you just kick the lid back like that, and bingo. Let me get this little Smokey Joe, scoot over a little bit. You get your 18 inches of grill space, and you've got plenty of room for your charcoal basket. If you're a fan of the slow and sear, I think they even make one that will fit inside this thing. I'll double check that for you. But you have all this grill space back here to get things done. You can put on a full tri-tip and have all kinds of room. It's a great little pit, but it's portable. It's a portable option, and it's thoughtfully portable. Let me show you what I mean. When you are ready to pack and go, you put your lid on, and this little wire lid holder back here, it unclips, and it will clip right up over the handle through this little notch, and you're on the road. So we don't have all these pieces falling out everywhere. So anyway, that's the Weber Jumbo Joe. And if you are cooking on a Smokey Joe because maybe you just don't have the budget to kick out $100 or $150 or $300 or $400 for a full-size kettle, this is an option that will cook just like the big boys do. Cooks just like them, and all the same methods will apply. Now, I know that in this video we were focusing on the Smokey Joe. I don't believe so much because of budget. I think it's a challenge that she's after. We discussed that a little bit. This is something that she wants to do. It's an accomplishment. She's got two brothers who are competition cookers, and she wants to produce something that's going to be impressive to them, and I think she's going to do it. So there you go. That's my quick little introduction to the Jumbo Joe. Maybe people will pick up on this and see this as an option, because I think it's for 60 bucks, you really can't beat that. This thing's going to last you forever. That was a great question, Sandy. I appreciate you engaging with me like that. And just for that, you're going to get a Go Outside and Cook coffee mug. So if you can send me an email at gooutsideandcook@gmail.com, give me your mailing address and I'll get this shipped out to you.